Hi friends, welcome to Aisha's DIY. Today we will design a necklace, a 3-strand necklace using the beads from the treasure box, GGC treasure box. And we received this strand and this strand right here, the crystal roundel and this glass beads. So we received this strand right here. It was it was 30 inches actually. I still have this much left over. This is 4mm and this one is 6x4mm roundel. This is another strand we received, and I used some 8 seed beads from my stash, and then I'm using Chinese knotting cord 0.5mm. So here is a big eye needle. This is the brand I'm using. I'm just saying because I'm not sponsored or anything, but this is the one that I'm using. It is a big eye long needle. See this? This is a big eye needle, so you can easily pop in your cord, in my case Chinese knotting cord, inside, hold it like this, and then pick up all the beads that you want. It's pretty easy, otherwise it takes eternity for us to load the beads. If it is like this, it's pretty easy, right? I can load quite a long number of beads in this long needle and then just push it back just like that, right? This is how I strung all those beads, and now I'm done with stringing actually. So what I do is I just pop this up and then remove this. That's it. You can save this needle for quite some time. I'm saving this in the same bag that it came with, so it's easy and I don't lose it. That's it. And then I'm also going to use this pendant right here that we got from the box with a cubic zircon on the top. That's very pretty as well. So I'm done with these beads. So I strung the entire thing. I just don't want to lose anything, so I'm just going to do an overhand knot just like that. It's a sliding knot. Hi friends, welcome to Aisha's DIY. I found a cool method actually. I just came across it. It is not like I was looking forward for it. I just came across it. I know, just made a mess out of my beading mat because I just broke a seed bead intentionally actually. The thing is, I strung all these beads in one go, right? In the spool I just strung like first these ones and the crystal ones. Then I remembered I wanted to add this pendant to this final strand of the crystal beads. So that's what my plan was, but I forgot to add it, and I didn't want to actually take off everything and then restring half of the necklace. So what I did was, let me just tell you guys what I did. I will just take this and put that apart. And this can be possible only if you have a longer strand available, which I do have, right? I have this much after stringing the beads. So what I did was I just I'll just make a sliding knot here, or just a regular knot is also fine, I guess, right? Yeah, I can take it off later. Just a regular knot, but not too tight because I have to take it off later. So there we go. And now I push all the beads. So I found the center of this necklace, and as you see, I have seed bead every between every other bead. So I had a seed bead. I broke it with my pliers. I just held it like this and just pressed it tight with my flat nose pliers, and I broke that off, and so that I have the space to add this pendant, because otherwise I will have a seed bead and then the pendant and then a crystal, which will be odd. So what I did was I actually added it, but let me show you guys how I did that. It's a cool method. I thought about it, and then I see this. This is the regular strand, right? So in this place, as you see, there is a lot of particles of the seed bead that I broke off. So I didn't want to add the pendant right next to the seed bead. It won't look good. I want it to be between the crystals, so I broke that off, and I just moved it a little bit like that. Okay, took this, okay, and then I went through the loop. So it was difficult. This is a piece of bead stringing wire, so I put this through this, okay, and then I put these bead stringing wire through that way I got this. Then I removed the bead stringing wire. Okay, we have a loop right here. So now I take this thing and go through this loop. Voila, we have attached the pendant in the middle of this necklace. How cool is that, right? Especially for the people who forget doing this, like me, right here, right? Now I don't have to restring this entire thing again. Now I have the pendant nice and neatly attached to this necklace. This is a cool trick, I think. So I wanted to share it with you guys. So now that this one is attached to my necklace, to this, and I have these set up, now I have to this one is also 2 strands together. I need to separate this, and then now, so let's just make this proper. Okay, take these 2 strands and right, so this is this long. I really like the way this is longer, but the only problem right here for me was I want the 2 strands to be a tad bit smaller than this, and right, and then I take these. I have enough cord for the 2 strands. I take this and fold it into half, and then keep it right here. Want this to be like this. So I think this is more or less the necklace size is perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate these strands. So I'm going to just take off the sliding knot on both the cords, and then align the ends together so that we can have, I will just drop it down so that I want all the beads to be in the center and not the side, which I have now almost. Okay, sorry, I bumped the camera. This is about, say, the center, so I just move move these beads. Basically we want 2 strands out of it, right? But I want the wire right, to be also the same, almost the same, right? There we go. So now I can cut these, and we will have 2 strands. One will be this, the other one will be this. So okay, now if this is too complicated for you guys, you can just string one at a time, but okay, we need one more seed bead out here to end this. I don't have any more of these 4mm beads. The only bead that I can add is the seed bead to this project, nor the crystal. I used entirely whatever I had. So that one I added. So this one is proper. So now I keep this, as I said, always keep it in a U form. And also what I need to do here is I need to tie a knot exactly where the bead ends. Otherwise I won't be able to determine the height of this necklace. It keeps on moving. So I need this right next to the bead. Okay, this is knot it and move all the beads towards that knot, make it tight, and then hair knotting technique. There we go. So that's what we need. So does I have to do it here too, but first I will remove the temporary knot that we put. It's better to have this knot, otherwise you'll keep on dropping your crystals and restringing it. I hope you guys like my videos, my creations, whatever design I come up with. I take inspiration from a lot of places. Pinterest is one of the things that I get inspired by, and nature, of course, and sometimes the beads, of course, because once I see the combination out there in front of me, that's what I really like, the bead subscription boxes, because they come up with a pattern like a color combo that's already been, like, been tried and tested probably, right? So that's a good thing. See, this one is off length because here we have only this much, and there is a lot. I'm just going to remove this again. So the thing was, and the monthly subscription boxes, the color combo goes well with each other, so they come up with a color palette which is pleasing, and at the same time it proves to be a good one. So you take the guesswork out of the picture, but it won't be like a standard combination, oh yellow and green, oh pink and purple, like that. It will be a different color combination, and there will be multiple colors as well, not just two in play. Multiple colors and multiple hues of the same color, probably, that way. So this is how it comes, so I'm fine with it, I guess. So I'll just take this and knot it right here. Okay, and then take the other one, because I don't want any pressure in the pendant side. The pendant is not heavy, so you don't have to worry about it. This is only 0.5 millimeter cord, but since the pendant is not heavy, you don't have to worry about that at all. So I just made that first. So there we go, we have our first strand, and I just want to make sure this is proper. Right, okay, that's beautiful. Then we have the next strand, which is right here. I'm gonna put that in the middle. So I might take a little bit of beads off from the crystal, because this is how much I have these things. This was a 30-inch, actually 30-inch strand. That is 2 strands in total. That's why this necklace is really long. I'm gonna just try to keep this in the middle and see if this is more length. So what I will do is I'll just move this ahead a little bit, okay, and then also knot this guy down so that our beads don't move and then give us a false picture of proper alignment, right? If you guys like my content, please do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I do upload a couple of videos a week, and also it really helps my channel to grow as well. And I really appreciate it. Okay, that's perfect. Kind of this one is a little bit longer, which is good in a way, I guess. So the length is okay, I guess. Maybe I can take, but yeah, I want to keep it this way. This is perfect, actually. So now I need to figure out a way to connect these 3 cords. You can actually tie a knot, overhand knot, like just like that, right? Tie an overhand knot, or make square knot with the 3 cords, and then you can do it that way. So I'm just going to see what I can come up with, or you can just tie an overhand knot, and then do a sliding knot in the back. Took my knotty doll, and I'm going to set one of the cord here, and about say this much. So this is about 8 inches exactly. I took an 8-inch piece, and then I just put it underneath the cord about the middle, and I start doing my square knots. So there we go. Hold it right there so that it comes about say in the middle. Push that square knot up to our regular knot that we did, and then do 3 square knots that consist of 3 P's and 3 Q's. If you are not aware of what the square knot is, I have a basics macrame knot video in my channel. Please go ahead and watch it. The square knot is the easiest one that you can make, and I'm going to make 3 square knots and leave the cord, and we are going to shift to macrame board. I know it's a lot of things that I'm using, but you can do this just by taping your cords to your table, and then doing the macrame, or a clipboard would do fine. So I want 3 knots, so you can see 3 bumps on either side. That's what I'm looking forward for. So once I hit that 3 bumps on either side, I will stop. As you guys can see a little bit closer, that's what I did. So I just take this off and take the last cord that we have here and set that up just like that. And again, I'm gonna cut 8 inches of cord and then going to put it underneath this and start doing my knot. So hold on about say middle and hold it, and I'm pushing it this way so that it is about say the middle. Doesn't matter, but we need to maintain both the sides. So here we go. 3 square knots is what we need. You will see 3 bumps on either side, and then we are going to stop. I will do the same thing to the other side of the necklace. For the all the 3 strands I will do the same, and I will come back to show you guys how I am supposed to connect everything. So I have a plan in mind, but I haven't done this, so I did something wrong here. So in square knots, if you do something wrong, it's immediately visible, so you can correct it off. So if you leave this knot in the middle and then go do some work and then come back, you can easily identify which knot comes after by just counting on the bumps. Wherever the bump is, that is the side you need to do the P or the Q. For example, this one is a Q, the bump is on the side, so I'm keeping that loop right there and then doing the next there is my 3 knots. So I'm just going to take it off and I will finish all 3 knots and come back. I finished one side of the necklace, which is right here. I connected all these by some square knots and some half-inch knots and just a regular knot right here. So I finished this side. I wanted to do the other side as well. I'll show you guys how I did it. So it is a technique that I used for a multi-strand necklace, macrame necklace, that I have already uploaded. So that's the technique that I used, and what I would have done differently if I would have known. See, this is the only one bead that is left from the thing. What I would have done differently than that the other side that I did is the individual square knots that I did with some cords, I said it was 8 inches. So I find it very difficult to do with 8 inches. I would prefer 10 to 12 inches for that. So that's the difference, and that is a different thing that I would have I mean, it would have made the process easy. So now I figure these things out. We need to know exactly which one is which. We cannot switch. And then I take my macrame board. I feel to be comfortable using the macrame board for this purpose. So here I would, I mean, not for the what to say, for the not for the square knot purposes, but for the other purposes I need this to be proper. But I can, since I'm doing the other part here, I can as well do the macrame part also here, is what I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm just securing this to the board. Doesn't have to be very close, but so I did. Then I'm gonna cut myself 3 of 10-inch piece, 10 to 12-inch piece. So I'm just not going to, take a chance. I'm just going to take 12 inches, but you can always take 10. That's more than enough to do what we are supposed to do. But if you have more cords, you can do a little bit more rows with that. But anyways, this necklace is really long, so you don't need the length that way. But if it is short, you can use it. So I will use one thread and go underneath the cord right here. Right, we have to secure these cords down. So what I would do here is, let me see what I can do. Just take this stopper and then just hold it right there, just like this. Okay, so that I will have a space in the center to do my square knots. I start with a Q. You can start with a Q or P. When you do a square knot, it's totally up to you, but generally I like to start with the Q. I don't know, that's just a preference, I guess. So I bring it in the middle, then I push it all the way to our knot, and then tighten the first square knot, first half of the square knot, and then bring it here and continue doing 3 square knots. So you should see the bumps, the 3 bumps. So it will be 3.5, but it doesn't have to be 3.5. You can do as many as you want, as less as you want. I just want a little bit of sturdiness for this necklace. It's 0.5 millimeter Chinese knotting cord. It's not going to come off, but it is just me because I'm so used to 0.8 millimeter. I feel this to be fragile. Right. So then final knot. I will do the same to the other 2 and then I will come back. Okay, we need all of these cords to do our knots, so we will be using all of that. And once I'm done with this, I take the center one, hold it right there, and then do the knots. The center one I would do extra 1P or 1Q at the end, because we are going to bring the cords in a V shape, so it will help if it is a little bit more in the center. So I finished that and I just pinned all the 3 square knots right next to each other so that we can continue doing the half-inch knots. So I would like to separate these out a little bit so that we don't get confused. The last 2 cords towards your right, the last cord will be your holding cord and the other will be the knotting cord. So go ahead and keep it in a V form, go over, under and pull through. This is a half-inch knot. We are doing double half-inch knots. So that one. Then I would like to take the 3rd cord in this unit. So just be careful, your cord might overlap, so you will find a different cord, and then if you knot it, then it won't come in proper fashion. Just pay attention towards that. I'm doing a double half-inch right there. We'll zoom in a little bit more. So the next cord on the 2nd unit, the middle unit, towards my right side will be the knotting cord for the double half-inch. Then the center cord. I did the center cord also with this one. That's an anomaly cord. You don't have an equal number of cords, right? I mean, on both sides. We don't do that. So we don't have it. So this is how I did it. So now I take the leftmost cord and the next cord right next to it. Just make sure you don't confuse the cords while making this knot. go over, under, and pull through. Now the leftmost cord is a holding cord, and the cord next to it will be the knotting cord. We will continue doing the same that we did the other side. So here also, just make sure that you are taking the cord adjacent to the cord that we just finished, and then the final one. And then the cord from the right side, crisscross applesauce and to a knot. That will be the tip of the V that we are creating. Just making sure everything is nice and even. See that? That's what we want. So now take the rightmost cord and do the same. This time all the cords will be aligned properly for you to the knot, so there won't be any problems. The first row is the one which is a little bit tricky. Now you go over, under, and pull through. Then the next cord in the line, take those, go over, under, and pull through, over, under, and pull through. So if these things are a little bit too difficult, all you need to do is take all 3 cords and do an overhand knot with all 3 of them, and then do a sliding knot as a closure, and you're done, good to go. So, but this is also a nice way to finish a multi-strand necklace. Now the leftmost cord. Sorry, I'm confusing the directions, I guess. So just making sure. Now we work the left side. I did only 2 rows, as I said. It's totally optional. You can do how many rows you want. Just making sure that you have enough cord to do that many rows. That's the only criteria that you need to keep in mind. So you need to be prepared ahead so that you can cut appropriately. The double half-hitch knots are fun knots. If you are not aware of it, please go ahead and watch my basic macrame knot tutorial, so you get to know all the different knots. Now that that's done, so all of those things. So now all the center 4 cords, I take all the center 4 cords in a pile just like that, and take my stopper and put it right there, just like this. Okay, we are going to actually all of them, like 5 of them, because that's what we are supposed to do, all 5 of them, just like that. Okay, and okay, now what we need to do is, I just want to make sure that this is nice and even. So these 4 cords, 2 on the left and 2 on the right, will serve as our left and right cord for our square knots. We are going to do exactly 1.5 square knots, which is 2 Q's and 1 P. It can be 2 P's and 1 Q as well. So that's exactly what I did on the other side. You can increase or decrease the knots depending on how you want it to be. Followed by a P. Don't pull this tight. What happens is, if you pull it tight, you can use a tweezer or tweezer nose pliers to hold on to this. Sometimes with the short cord it's difficult. If you hold it tight, everything will come off, like it'll be crumbly, and I don't want that to happen. So make this knot a little bit loose so that it nicely comes and joins that. That's one square knot. We don't want to leave it that point. I want to do one more knot. That's why 1.5. You can do more as much as you want. So now pull everything tight. This knot should be tight. There we go. Okay, now that's done. I will pick all the cords. Now we have to cut off some and then burn it, so that's nicely finished. So these are the ones. Let me see how I did that. Yes, so these are the ones that I need to cut it off. I'm telling multiple times, this is a small cord, so you need to be extremely careful of melting these. I have had experience that I have ruined the entire necklace with it, so I'm just going to go slow and steadily go. Hit that and just melt it. That's okay. You can also use what do you call, thread zapper to do that. That's also possible. Now I'm doing an overhand knot with the rest of the center cord that is available. So one more cord is left, which is right here. So pull that knot. Before you pull that knot, put your tweezers in and hold exactly where you want the knot to be, and then pull these together just like that, and then you can tighten or cinch the knot. Okay, then pull it individually one by one. So now the knot is tight. Take the there is 3 cords which is longer, so take those 3, and now we can cut the other 2 which is shorter, and then melt it and cinch it with this overhand knot. There we go. Just be careful not to spoil these things, which is very important for us. And then now you can do a sliding knot here by combining all these 3. You don't really need a sliding knot, but you can have it, right? Why not? So I will take my I'll take my knotty do it all for the sliding knot. Hold all these 6 cords together. You don't need a big knot for this purpose. You just need to have a shorter distance, and if you think about it, you don't need a longer cord as well. You can cut it here and do it. This one is pretty long, but I would want to take a separate one just in case. 8 to 10 inches, and then you can also do the sliding knot with a 0.8 millimeter cord if you want to, but I'm okay with this. Anyways, the sliding knot need not to be very tight, otherwise sliding will be a little bit of an issue. So just gentle knots. You can do as many square knots as you want. I'm gonna do only a couple since we have the length that we desire for this necklace already, we don't have to add length with any knots or so. But if you happen to have a shorter necklace, you can do this a little bit longer, even these knots longer, so that you can add to the length of your necklace. There we go. I'm doing the P's and the Q's of the square knot. It's so fun to do square knot always. It's really fun. I want to show you guys a bracelet that I was thinking about doing, and an exciting earring as well I have in mind. So the next projects will be that. I do have a Facebook group. I will link down the description box below. If you happen to like my creation, and if you'd like to make those, you can share your pictures over there. I would be really honored to see that. And also, it will help improve my channel as well. Please do hit the like button. It really helps my channel to grow. And subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos a couple of times a week, and I from now on I will regularly update my Facebook group as well, so that you get to know what a day or two ahead of what's coming up on my channel. Stay tuned. Right, that much is enough. Now I'm gonna take everything off and then carefully cinch this cord. So I'll just bring it in the back, and I will just melt this and press it on the side. See that? That's good. There we go. So now we have our sliding stuff right here. Right. So these are the things left over. As I said, I don't have any bead, just one crystal is left. So I'm going to use my seed beads, if I can, or I can, let me try adding all the cords together and burning that down. Then adding my seed beads to it. Let's try. That's cool. No, I did only 2 strands. One is here. I'm gonna do this off camera and come back. The 3 cords together, it actually fits. I tried one end, so now I'm going to add a couple of seed beads. You can add how much ever you want. I need a little bit of, yeah, that should do. So you can put that in, pop that in, take your tweezer nose or needle nose pliers and hold the end off and then push it. It's a tight fit though, but it does fit. Sorry, my throat is a little bit parched. I was throwing up last night, so I don't know, suddenly I had a severe tummy pain, then I threw up, so my throat is a little bit parched and my voice is a little bit down as well. Normally itself it's down. I'm sorry about that, but that's how I talk, and that is so much noise that I can make, honestly. I tried to keep the mic as close as possible because I was constantly reminded by my viewers that my voice is low. I would kindly suggest you guys and to increase the volume. I know it's annoying, but I really try my level best to talk loudly and to keep the mic right next to me. So this is how much I want. 3 inches is good enough. Then I'm gonna take so since I have melted this 3 together, that's how this is messed up so a little bit. Now I make a knot. So one of the cords are very short for me, so I'm using my tweezer nose pliers to actually hold all 3 and take it off. Make sure it comes towards our seed beads and then cinch it right there. There we go. Pull each of them individually. Snip it off and burn it. Nice and neat. Our necklace is completely done. I hope you guys like this one. It's very pretty. It's with GGC Treasure Bag for this month, January 2023, and I really like the way this turned out to be. It's gonna be one of my favorite necklaces. I guarantee you guys that. I hope it was all in the frame. I'm hoping so. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.